It was the week before Christmas. In other words, the 18th of December 2024. The state of the garden. So a bunch of the gladiola that I've moved around here have bloomed and gone. Some of them are still doing alright. The alyssum have filled in quite nicely. There's some room in the back that needs to be filled out as well, but that's doing alright. And now around to the front. So the little front yard part here, could do with a bit of tidy up really, trimming this back. The aquilita have obviously now gone to seed. The gladiola here started to flower. There's one over there as well, it's still on its way, but this one's starting to flower, so that's nice. Now, the plum tree here, that is actually bearing fruit this year, which is lovely, actually dropped one the other day. Well, I had dropped it when I was doing some gardening, so I picked it up and had a look, had a taste, and I think they might actually be the Croc's egg plums. So I'm hopeful, because actually there are a few on there. There's one there. So with a bit of luck, that could be quite nice. You can see it gets those little plum caterpillars, slugs, whatever they're called. They're not too bad. I usually sort of blast those off with the hose when I'm watering. It's okay. In the corner there. Obviously this needs a lot of weeding, but the main plants that are coming up for the hedges are doing alright. The sunflowers are starting to come up in the sunflower bed. I call it sunflower bed, it's just sunflowers until that season's over, and then I'll put something else in. Over to this side. And the sunflowers here that started much earlier. Some of them have already started. A few ladybirds there. Quite nice. And you can see peach there, I believe. The red lilies, the liliums have all sort of come and gone now, or mostly gone. Excuse the car noise. Nectarines. Oop. The hollyhock is having its second season of flowering. The dahlias, well, it's fallen over a bit, but that's alright. They're doing alright. More gladiola there. And more peaches there, which is good. Another peach there. And there. So these fruit trees, I mean this one doesn't seem to have any fruit on it, but they hadn't fruited in the last few years I've had them. But I suspect because I actually managed to put some of the liquid copper sulfate on this year, at least one dose, has actually helped them enough to get them going, which is good. This one, which is the nicest grown of all of them, still doesn't have any fruit on it, but it looks nice, so it's alright. Bit of a mess there, you can see on the gladiola. More alyssum, because I like how that fills areas out. Snapdragon, the cyclamens died off there, unfortunately, but that's alright. Another snapdragon. The lupins have kind of gone over now, but that does mean, if we go over this way, that there are some seed pods that I can harvest from, so that'll be good. Need to give this bit of a weed as well. That's okay. That's probably one of the longest standing alyssum I have, which is good. I'm not sure what that one is, but there we go. Again, my lovely raspberry ripple style rose plant. The gladiola in here have not bloomed at all yet. As you can see, more of the liliums that have gone over. And there we go. And now around the back. So, one of the big things here is the grapevine has a lot of grapes on it, which is very lovely to see. I'm assuming basically just because it's now been established for 1 year, I think. 1 or 2 years, I think 1 year. But anyway, well, I think hydrangea, geranium. Anyway, I put a little flower there because I like the idea of having a few ornamental flowers, but also because I figure it'll bring the pollinators in and sort of help with the other plants. Self-sown potatoes all through the place, and that's fine. What's also happened here, as you can probably see, is a bunch of the plants have bolted and gone to seed, or gone to flower so far, which is totally fine, don't mind that. So there's celery over there, carrot there, there's another celery in the back there, and then these ones are all either onion, garlic, or leeks. There's actually, which is nice because we've got a bit of colour variation. There's purple and white, white being a shade, but close enough. That's fine. Step up a bit here. You can see, as I said, there's a lot of self-sown potatoes. There are also some self-sown tomatoes in here as well, so I'll just leave those to go. The corn's coming along nicely, which is good. And I suspect that looks like it might actually be a cabbage, which it could be, so that'd be alright. I do still have some broccoli that I can pick, which is good. And on this side we have an alyssum and an aquilegia. Now, the big change, because I'm impatient, I moved the fruit trees. They are probably dead, so it's that one, and that one. This one I think would have been a nectarine, never actually fruited. There's the apricot, and then the peach is the one at the back. But as I said, I got impatient, and I think I can grow new ones. So this one's grown from seeds from supermarket bought fruit anyway, like basically all my stone fruit. So I'm not concerned about having to grow new ones. That's fine. But what that has meant is that I could do what I'd been waiting to do, which is build this into not a big bang, that was just what happened in the background. Build it into a nice big raised bed. So at the moment, it's not completely done over. You can see the red grape has obviously fallen over onto it. I'd like that to eventually climb up over here and sort of give it a bit of character, I guess. These stakes all have peas in them, and I can't remember if they're snow peas or sugar snap peas. Either way, we like them, so it's fine. As to whether they grow, we'll see. This is just the soil from here, because this had actually grown. This had actually come up a lot higher than basically the footpath level. So I've sown grass seeds in here now, and then I've put a layer of store-bought cow manure over the top just to try and help reseed that. It's not super level, but it's level enough to be nice, and the hope is that eventually it'll become a nice little grassy area where you can lie down under the archway and just have a rest in summer and things like that. My kiwi fruit I brought out here, they're not looking too good there, but they weren't looking too good in the greenhouse either. I can kind of get them to a point and then they kind of start dying off. This could be a case of them just being a bit too hot, because yesterday it was sort of low 20s, today's low 20s, but the day before that was about 41 degrees. I didn't actually have them, did I have it? Yeah, I actually did have them out here then, because I thought they'd be a bit too cooked in the greenhouse. And I've been watering them as much as I can to see how they go. But again, if they fail, it doesn't matter. I'll just get some more kiwi fruit, because geez, I hate to eat kiwi fruit. I'll go again at getting the seeds out, but at least now I have somewhere to put them, because again, the idea here is that they can grow up this side of the archway and sort of fill in the top. That's the thought. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. The rhubarb over there, I won't walk over it because it's got the grass seeds trying to grow, is doing all right. The gooseberry, it's not producing a lot. I've only had, I think, 2 or 3 of it this year, and I kind of picked those a bit early just because I was, again, being impatient. But the plan is I'll probably move those anyway. The rhubarb may well come over here. I'm not entirely sure yet, but that means I can leave that area as basically The compost heap probably needs to be a bit more tidied up, but it's doing its job. It's got all the stuff there. That's fine. The apple tree, sorry, the Granny Smith apple, so this is the store-bought one, is actually coming along quite nicely this year. I should give hand size comparison, so it's not done yet, obviously, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll probably end up pruning, funny enough, the branch that has all the apples on it off next year, because that's there. It has a lean to that direction. I prefer to cut that off, and then the rest of it can sort of grow more that way. But we shall see. Come along this way and see. This can't be it. So I've got the josterberry there, which is its first year, and the blueberry there, also its first year. Now I don't know. Well, I suppose those are actually the fruit. So I don't know how well they're going to go. It doesn't look like it's doing super well, but we'll see. Because we also have some blueberries. And then I can't remember what these flowers are. I tend to buy them from the shop and then forget. But anyway, there were some nice flowers there as well. Those have gone over, which is not a problem. Snapdragons mixed in for a little bit of colour, which is good. And then the wild. So this hollyhock's coming up nicely again. The foxglove has gone to seed, and the sweet peas have gone. Well, there's still some flowers there, which is nice, but there's also a lot of seed pods there. The pond, which is doing quite well. Got the water lilies there, doing well. So it's got its big flower spike popping up again. I actually topped that up with water recently. So one of the things I do is I just put a whole bunch of water in buckets to let them sort of gas off, and then pour it in. When I poured it in the other day, all the fish sort of came to the surface. So that was the black moorfish, the telescopic eye moorfish, and the cloud white. Even the cloud white, like the black moorfish, tend to actually sort of hang around on the surface anyway. They kind of seem to like bask in the sun. But the cloud white fish seem to like stay on the lower levels. But I don't know whether it was because the water was adding a whole bunch of oxygen in them, which is energizing them, or if it was possibly actually just like little bugs and things in the water, which is entirely possible. But that sort of brought them to the surface, which is quite nice. The bamboo has not just come back, but it's actually it's thriving. So this is one that was the new shoot at the base. That's come up very well. And the other ones have all put on some nice fresh leaves, so that's good. I didn't destroy it after all. My raspberries are doing okay there. No sign of fruiting yet, but that's all right. The chilcotin, I think, is what they are. Let's open that up. And the greenhouse. So all of my propagators are not doing super well. I think it's a case of I'd either overwater them or they'd basically cook. So I don't think any of the things in these are going to grow, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Let's have a quick check. Nope, nothing. So there we go. I have since added a bit more water to the base of each of them with the thought that some of that can sort of come up and through, but not much happening there. This is just some of my trialling to see if I can get some more fruit going on. So obviously that one's orange. These I believe are apricot, I think. We'll see how those go. The Camellia sinensis, the tea plant, still going all right. Obviously got some dried leaves there, but it seems to be okay. More apricot, I believe. And then in here, so this has gotten hotter than I would like, which is why the window is actually open there, and has been for probably the better part of a week, I think. But there we go. Things are mostly doing all right, but some things have probably not fared as well as they could have. So we have the pineapple down there. It's still all right. It's been there for quite some time. Now this one, I'm trialing the whole notion of putting an apple in there to see if it'll help it fruit or flower, but we'll see how it goes. The other problem with this one now is that it has a self-sown tomato plant, which has some cherry tomatoes. I actually harvested 2 of those yesterday and gave them to my wife, and she seemed to enjoy them, so that was good. The avocado plant is still doing well. Obviously has some dead leaves there, but that's all right. Most of it's looking quite nice. Now this is the strawberry plant that used to be in the raised bed, where I've now cleared out the path behind the bench. It does look a little bit bedraggled there, but actually they're not. Little spider. That's alright. It'll come back. It's just having a bit of a rough time, but that's okay. So we'll go through this part. Still a mess, but not as messy as it has been. But I'll still keep the camera down. Okay, and the last part. Now this, which I believe is also a plum tree, but I think probably cherry plum, so basically the ones that are small and never really grow beyond sort of about that big. It has never fruited. It too has those little bugs on it, or slug caterpillar type things, which is why again I suspect it is a plum, because I think they affect, I think there's plum and pear, I think are what they're known to affect, so I suspect that could be it. But anyway, never mind. The apple grown from seed. Yes, as I keep saying, you can see a vast difference between those two, but that's right. More snapdragons, because they were bought in a punnet with the ones in the front. I can't remember, they do look like seaside daisy, and whatever they are, they're a nice little bit of colour there, so that's fine. I have added some, it's either the cow manure or compost here, store-bought stuff. The cafe au lait dahlia was there. I don't know if it's been killed off. I'm not going to pull it out, dig it out or anything like that. If it comes back, it does. If it doesn't, so be it. It was nice while it lasted. The orange growing from seed, it's still there, still green leaves, still looks like it's alive. It's not growing a lot, but I probably need to add a fair bit more compost and things there, just give it more nutrients to grow with. Again, more of this one. These are the purpley pinky sort of ones, which is nice. More of the, let's say, seaside daisy. A lavender, which I bought not too long ago. I believe that would have been a nectarine tree, but that looks like it has succumbed to the leaf curl. I don't know if it's completely dead. It doesn't look like it's completely dead, but it's certainly not putting on leaves. Another nectarine. This one I did not get around to putting the spray on, and yet it has grown some green. Speaking of which, this one, which I also did not get around to putting some spray on, has actually grown quite a lot of green leaves. You can see there are branches that, are very much affected by the leaf curl, and it doesn't have any fruit on it, but the amount of leaves on it, I'm hoping that it can actually build up a bit of a resistance to the leaf curl. I don't know if that's a possible thing, but I think humans build up resistance to illnesses and things like that, and as long as I've got some in the front, I'm not too fussed. So we'll see. The hebe, and in amongst all these weeds, which I need to pull out again, I think that might be my other dahlia, which is I think it's African dawn or sunset, something like that, which produces quite nice ones, so hopefully that is. Then we have the corn a bit with whatever flower that is, and the, I think, carnations, dianthus, I think. Yes, but that is the garden 1 week from Christmas. Hopefully you're all doing well. Happy gardening. Thanks for watching.